Okay, here we go. The rain version. You guys did say that. I didn't know why. That's because this goes kind of fast. All right, let's try this again. From Fire Emblem, God Shatter Star. This is the rain version. All right.
Usa risposta voz Ad vita da ingrani Facevas fulvioris
Okay, quick question. When was this release number one? The instrumentation and the mix of this sounds pretty distant. It's not as in your face and discernible, though I can understand what they're doing there. But it's a very unique mix of music that's happening there. This is 2019. And yes, it has a Night at the Opera kind of vibe, obviously, because there's a single operatic voice. But even in of itself, the voice doesn't sound necessarily operatic as much as it does musical theater. Two different, and it doesn't mean that musical theater singers can't do opera. It's just two different types of performance. So it sounds a little more musical theater in the tone and in the performance. But the orchestrating and stuff really seems to be sitting in the back, and it's pretty bombastic. But I don't know. That's why I asked. And apparently in this game, this is the end. This is a boss fight of some major knucklehead or something at the end of the game. But it's just very unique because check me if I'm wrong, but after everything that we've been listening to that has very particular positioning in the mixes and stuff, this one is very I don't know what the word to use here. You choose a word. Definitely has a full-on Mozart flair, and I'm not saying that from the movie and stuff like that. I'm talking about his works. Definitely has that power flair in there of that Renaissance kind of vibe there, especially with the piano. It's the first time I've ever heard any OST works that actually had that emphasized with the piano playing in the back and stuff like that. Very dramatic, very musical theater kind of vibe there, but very deep and rich, kind of pulling from the Renaissance classical period. But I think this is one of those games that I'm going to have to look up a cutscene or something on my own time and kind of A/B it, because it's huge. But in my mind I'm saying, okay, this is a boss fight from what everybody's saying, So I'm trying to put it all together. Musically, it's powerful. I mean, it's absolutely powerful. But there's a lot of power layers of things that are written in unison. You know, there isn't a lot of really supermassive separation in arrangements throughout this piece. It's just all balls to the wall. You know, still the arpeggiations at the bottom and the anxiety and the agitation caused by. But this definitely has an overtone of more Renaissance, classical, you know, kind of vibe to it. See? That's badass. Okay, that was killer. Whoops, that was killer. I really dug that. I mean, there was a lot of the intensity in the composition. After reading some of the comments here, what's going on? It's kind of like a chess anime kind of vibe. and to me, that's a ballet. Yeah, isn't chess like a ballet? It's of movements going on there. So now in my mind, I'm marrying it together. There was just something about it that I just would have loved to have heard a different kind of punchier mix on it. This has nothing to do with the composer or anything. It's a decision that they made to mix it a particular way. Just in my head, because there were some really super great things happening way back deep, but it seemed like it had like a slight overwash of, let's just say, like on the master mix out, they decided to put a little ambience across the whole thing. So I would have loved to have heard some of the intricacies of it. But the melody that the guy was singing, was it its own language? I don't know. I didn't recognize. Well, if it is in Spanish or if it's not English, I don't. You know, I'm not. What do you call it? Polyglot or polygot or polyglycote? I don't know. So I'm not. I don't understand languages. I can't pin them. But something that somebody else just commented on as well was the fact that the singer, when I had mentioned, it's not an operatic voice. It's more of a power musical theater singer. Now I see where that fits in this composition. You know, that maybe if it was a power opera singer, and I'm not saying this just gentleman wasn't, because these incredible musicians can change their voices and give you different performances, but this sounded more like a power musical theater singer kind of a vibe. Now it all makes sense of what's going on. I'm going to have to definitely look this up, and I just definitely, there's so much I got to look up, you know, and have fun doing so. But thank you so much for having me check this out. Excuse me.